Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. What's good, yo? How y'all doing? Yeah, it's your man, KGM. Back at it again. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. You know, I'm alive, I'm healthy. I hope you are too. So yeah, let's get it. So today, man, we're gonna talk about chemical reactions. Chemical reactions, our body secretes chemicals, right? And certain chemicals are released, based on our activities, things that we do, occurrences around us or within us, from our subconscious mind to the conscious to physically, enacting some things. So our body releases chemicals based on these things. So now we're gonna talk about it. So yo, disclaimer, yo, I ain't an expert. I ain't a chemical expert or chemist. I ain't a scientist or something like that. I'm an experienced person, man. I'm an experienced man. I'm an experienced dude. Experience is the best teacher. I ain't got no certification or nothing like that, but I got experience. So we're gonna talk about it today. So yo, the first chemical we're gonna talk about is called serotonin. Serotonin, the happy hormone, also known as the happy hormone. So the body releases serotonin when certain things happen. For example, listening to music. Oh, you surprised? Nah. Yeah, when you listen to music, serotonin is released. It's a happy hormone. That's why you see the whole world is hooked on music. And somehow music kind of relate to happiness. People listen to music for different reasons. But the most common reason why people listen to music is to feel good. You go to a party, you want to hear some music. You feeling sad, there's music for that. You understand? You're hanging out with your friends, y'all just chilling. There's the melancholy music for that. And sometimes when you're feeling aggressive, I remember when I was in high school, as a kid, I used to do some bad things then, you know. There's music for that, like, we're going to do some things, I remember then, MOP, Annie Up, Annie Up. Once you want, that shit is playing, you're smoking some joint, yo, you're gingered, you're ready, you're aggravated. That music gives you aggravation, man. Like, okay, like I said back then, I'm a good dude now. So there's music for all those different levels, all different things. But at the end of the day, nobody listens to music to feel sad. But even when you're feeling sad, there's sad music. But that sad music gives you a kind of balance. Though you're sad, you listen to it. You might cry while listening to it, but you get some kind of satisfaction. So happy hormone, serotonin, it is released when you're listening to music. Then meditating. Oh yeah, but you know what? Many of us don't meditate. I guess because it's not as easy as it seems. It's just for you to chill, chill, zone out, and just concentrate. But it's hard. So I guess happiness. For you to get happiness, you have to work for it. Happiness doesn't just come. Just like in relationships, when ladies say I ain't happy, I'm not happy, I'm going to bounce. Sometimes you might have to work. You might have to do a little work, just like everything else, to get to that level. To attain that happiness. So meditating. When you meditate, serotonin is released. It's the happy hormone. When you walk in nature, and that's another example. Walk in nature, yeah. we are natural beings. We are beings of nature. So it's good to connect to nature. And what does that mean? What does walking in nature mean? You go to the, like the forest. You go to the park. You know, you know, you're connected. Okay, like I remember on the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne talked about he sometimes he takes his shoes off and he walks bare feet. That's walking in nature. You're connected to the ground. You're connected to the earth. You can't be wearing shoes all the time. Sometimes take them shoes off. Walk bare feet. And he talked about hugging trees as well. I don't know about hugging trees, but we enjoy it because I remember, back in my younger days, we used to like, chill under the tree, talk, maybe, sometimes it's even romantic when you're under the tree with a girl or shit like that. Y'all talking. I remember we used to like climb trees just to, to pluck some fruits. So that's connection to nature. It brings, because remember, back in the days, our forefathers, they didn't have this concrete jungle that we live in. There was no concrete jungle. Everything was, even when they built cities, there was still that connection, you know. That's why you see, even when you see a nice house, it's even a mansion, the biggest mansion, you see there's trees, they make sure that they got some plants around, there's some shit, there's a pool, stuff like that. You go to the beach, that's connection to nature, walk in nature. It releases serotonin, and serotonin is the happy hormone. Get it? Yeah, so another thing, writing and journaling. Whoa, yeah. Writing and journaling. When you write, you journal, serotonin is released. Most people don't write. Most people don't journal. Most people write out of necessity, out of a requirement. When is a requirement? You're at your job, you are required to write something, or you're at school. You got to write. You got to write exams. You got to take down notes. That's when people write. Most people don't just write. Most people don't journal. But I'm telling you, man, it's good. It's good for you. Your pursuit of happiness, you got serotonin is being released. It's the happy hormone. So writing and journaling, it does this. Another example, sun exposure. Yeah. When you're exposed to the sun, you in Europe, we from Africa, we got this, we're exposed to the sun every fucking time. So it's like second nature to us. We don't even think about it. But when you go to Europe, maybe, those countries that it's not easy to get sun exposure. There's snowfall and everything. When summertime comes, you see white people out there. You go to the beach in Europe or something, you see them at the beach. You see them with the clothes off. That's why they got nude beaches. Nude beaches, right? So when you go, when you go to the normal beaches, you see some ladies, titties out. They want the tanning. They want to tan. They want to get that sun. Understand? So sun exposure. So I guess, serotonin is being released, even though they get tanned, but subconsciously or unknowingly, something is happening. A chemical is being released that gives them some kind of happiness that they didn't even know about. So you see, sun exposure. We got melanin. So we got it. We got that shit right from birth. Like I said, in Africa, the sun is second nature to us, because you get it. Sometimes you even hide from it because you're like, yo, it's too much sun. But you see, white people, they don't hide from it. They run towards it. It's hot in this bitch, man. It's summer, man. I'm in the desert. The AC, it's another story. Okay. So we don't talk about serotonin. Now we're going to talk about oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love drug or the love hormone. Serotonin, the happy hormone. Oxytocin, love drug, love hormone. So examples, things that we do that releases oxytocin. When you hug a loved one. When you hug a loved one, oxytocin is released, We all want hugs. Everybody wants hugs. You want to hug your mama. You want to hug your kids. You want to dap your homie. You want to hug your chick. You know, your chick wants, shit like that, man. Because oxytocin is released when we do these things. You know, kissing is another example. When kissing. Deep conversations. Yeah, you gotta have. It's good to have deep conversations, man. You gotta know people on a deep level. Not everybody. We got shallow people, but even shallow people, they got some kind of deepness at their level. Even though even in their shallowness, with somebody that they reckon with, somebody that they trying to connect with, he's got to get at least deep, a level deep or something. So deep conversation is good because we are humans, man. We are not just we are all connected. So we got to explore that connection. So when you do that, so when you have those deep conversations, oxytocin is released. It's good for it because it's love. We talk about love. We spread love, so it's a good thing. Playing with animals, oxytocin is released. Imagine that, playing with animals. You can see it. You can see everybody got pets. Everybody got pets. So it makes sense that you play with animals. Oxytocin is released. So playing with animals, oxytocin is released. Hey, makes sense. Look at the whole world. Everybody got a dog or a cat or something. Me personally, I play with dogs sometimes. I play with cats. I love pets. But at the same time, I don't really give a fuck. If I got a pet, cool. If I don't got it, hey, it's all good. Giving compliments. See, that's why when it comes to compliments, ladies, they'll do whatever for that compliment. Oh, girl, you're hot. You're hot. Giving compliments. Even dudes, we like compliments. You love when your homie like, yo, that shit is fly. That shit is cool, man. From both sexes, we all love to get compliments because we get that oxytocin release, the love, spread the love, yeah. So oxytocin, those are 5 examples. We're going to come back to oxytocin, but yeah. So now we got dopamine. I'm sure you heard dopamine, on my shit dope. I guess the word dope comes from dopamine, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah. So dopamine, that's a reward chemical, reward. You do something, when you realize you do something, you accomplish a goal, you want to reward yourself. So this chemical is released, is a reward chemical. So right, so let's look at some examples. Self-care. When you care for yourself, you take care of yourself. Most times people do self-care as a reward for hard work, for your hard work that just got done, or something like, self-care is, even though without hard work, you're supposed to care for yourself, right? So self-care, when you care for yourself, dopamine is released. Completing tasks. Like I said before, you complete a task, you set out a goal and you complete it. Hey, many people don't get to complete shit. People do stuff, they do it halfway, they gone to the next one. Oh, shit's getting hard. They quit. But it's good to complete because you get that dopamine release, and once you get that, you wanna go to the next one with that same energy because you're like, yo, that felt good. But but it goes either way. Some people, they don't get to do it on their own. Maybe at work, because at work now you got to do it. If you don't do it, there's penalties attached. So you get, but mostly in our personal lives, we don't get to do it because you're not gonna punish yourself for not doing it. But when it comes to work, people they have to do it because there's remuneration at the end. You get paid. And if you don't, you get penalized. You might lose your job. So, but when you complete the task, you get that dopamine release. When you eat good food, dopamine release. That's a good thing. But but there are negatives to eating good food. Because sometimes we know people get addicted to food. Then obesity happens, which is negative. So eating good food, you get that dopamine release, but you got to be watchful. Don't get addicted to that dopamine. Just like, you smoking that joint, you sniffing that line. I guess there's a connection between that. Because when you take that joint, you get that dopamine release as well. And that's why you want to smoke all the time. Because that dopamine is addictive, just like eating good food. Just like some people who are addicted to winning. Because, oh shit, they want that dopamine, they want that fix. Celebrating wins, that's another example. When you're celebrating wins, you get that dopamine release. You complete a task, then you celebrate for completing that task. Another thing, you ain't getting enough sleep. Sleep is fucking important, right? Sleeping is fucking important. People take sleep for granted. Sleep is as important as eating. We eat to survive. We drink water. We do certain things. It's necessary. The same with sleep. You have to get enough sleep. Don't shortchange yourself when it comes to sleep, because I hear people talk about, I sleep 3 hours, I'm working so hard, I only sleep 3 hours, I only sleep. Yo, you got to get more sleep, man. You want long life, right? Sleep does that. So that's the only dopamine. So now we don't talk about dopamine. So dopamine, the reward chemical. So now we're going to go to the last one, endorphin. Endorphin, they call it the stress and pain reliever. The stress and pain reliever, endorphin. Right? So, what happens? What are the examples when endorphin is released? What happens? What do you do that causes endorphin to be released? It's a stress and pain reliever. We want our stress to be relieved. We want to ease our stresses. You don't want to be stressed. You don't want to get a high blood pressure. You want to keep that blood pressure balanced. You can't be too low. Balance. So you want that. So when you laugh, endorphin is released. When you laugh, it makes sense, because sometimes you're feeling sad, you're feeling stressed. Somehow you watch a comedy or somebody makes you laugh. You laugh so hard. For that moment, you forget your sorrows. Maybe for that moment or for the next, for the whole day, just because you had a good laugh. Now you feel okay. It's not my, the shit that was happening to me, it wasn't that bad. So you're like, okay, you can keep going. So laughing does that. Endorphin is released. Exercise. When you exercise, you release endorphins. Exercise, is like life. It's like because most people don't exercise because the pain attached to it. But you see, the stress and pain reliever, so there's pain attached to it, but once you finish exercising, you feel that satisfaction. You feel like, okay, I did it. And you feel relieved. So it's like a paradox, right? It's like life, for you to get to the good part of life, you got to go through the hard part. In whatever aspect, whatever you want to get paid, for you to get paid, you have to go through that stuff first. You have to do that. You have to do the work. Even at your job, for you to get paid at the end of the month, there has to be proof of work. So when you exercise, endorphin is released, which is a good thing. When you eat chocolate, people don't know that chocolate makes you feel good sometimes. For those that love chocolates, you see some people they love chocolate so much because they want that endorphin. They want that endorphin. They get that fix. So chocolate, even with sex, chocolate is a stimulant. It's a stimulant for sex. So yeah, chocolate. Then spicy food. I don't know about spicy food, but I know Indians, they love spicy food. Indians, Middle Easterns, Arabs, they love spicy food. Me, just balance, just moderate. It's not like I love spicy food, but it's a little bit of spice. All right, cool. But I know white people, they don't like spicy food, for the most part, So but I guess they got their own kind of whatever. So physical touch is another example. Physical touch, hey, Who doesn't? Who doesn't love physical touch? When you get that physical touch, endorphin is released. Hey, who doesn't? You want to touch, you want somebody that you're feeling. You don't mind them touching you, you know? So, now obviously we're talking male and female. Men and men, you know, we ain't got to touch each other. But, you know, we get the handshakes, we get all that. So when you get that physical touch, endorphin is released. So I hope y'all get it. So I'm run it back real quick. So we got 4 classes, you know, or 4 different chemicals that's released when things happen, when we engage in certain activities and stuff like that. So I'm gonna run it back. We got serotonin, the happy hormone. Serotonin is released when you listen to music, meditating, walk in nature, writing or journaling, sun exposure. Then we got oxytocin, the love hormone or the love drug. When you're hugging a loved one, kissing, deep conversations, playing with animals, giving compliments, oxytocin is released. So dopamine, the reward chemical. When you self-care, completing tasks, eating good food, celebrating wins, getting enough sleep, dopamine is released. Endorphin, the stress and pain reliever. When you're laughing, exercise, eating chocolate, spicy food, physical touch, endorphin is released. So now, like I said, we're going to get back to oxytocin. Oxytocin, you know why I want to talk about oxytocin? You know, for the past days, man, we've been talking about relationships. This is Generally Speaking podcast. We talk about different things. Generally, hip-hop is the roots. Hip-hop is the soul. But, you know, I've been talking about relationships a lot, but, you know, we're still on that tip right now. We're going to move to other sections later, but, you know. So oxytocin, right? You know, we talk about how oxytocin is released, you know, when a woman orgasms, oxytocin is released, dopamine is released. When a woman orgasms, right? So, and this oxytocin, what does it do? How does it connect to the orgasm? Because it's released when a woman orgasms. So now, when this is, because it's a bonding chemical. Because look at the examples: hugging a loved one, kissing, deep conversations, playing with animals, giving compliments. As you can see, right, these are activities, these are things that you do that make somebody, that attracts somebody to you, or that attracts you to somebody. So now, yes, so it's the same. So with the orgasm now, it's even extreme because we're talking about male and female now. So now when you make a woman orgasm, oxytocin is released. You know, that bond, you know, it creates a bond. Dopamine is released as well, but not as much as oxytocin. So that's why you make a woman orgasm. There's high probability that she gonna keep coming back. I keep him coming back. She gonna keep coming back, right? So now, the reason why I'm saying this is that, you know, I heard a psychologist talk about, you know, for ladies, if if you don't see a future with a dude, you don't see a future with somebody, it's best for you to not engage in sex with them. Right? Because if that dude makes you orgasm, guess what? You're gonna keep going back to that dude. You understand? But even though it's not a beneficial situation, it's not a conducive situation for you. It's not something, because what you want at the end of the day, we want to be happy. We want to be with somebody that we love. And ladies, man, you know, the body count, it's got to be low. It's either no body count or a low body count. Especially if your goal is to get married at the end of the day. So if you don't want to get married, hey, go ahead, do your thing. But if your goal is to get married, you know, you don't want to have sex with a dude, you know, that you know there's no future. Because even sex generally creates that bonding. But even worse, if that dude is able to get you to orgasm, you keep going back. And when you bond with this dude, we bond with that dude. Your main guy. By the time you meet your main guy, you've reduced your chances of genuine bonding. Your probability of bonding with the dude, with the real dude, that's gonna treat you right, it has reduced. So yeah, just to touch on that, because look at Lori Harvey, right? Lori Harvey, Michael B. Jordan broke up. Look at that. What happened? He wants to take it to another level. He wants to take it further, but she don't want that. She wants to focus on her career. She's young. She's like, yo, she's at the peak of her sexual market value, because she's like 24 or something like that. So she's in her best years right now. The world is her oyster. And remember what I said. If she doesn't give you her best years, don't marry her. So he's been smart. He's been a smart dude. Like, okay. And this is what girls want. You want a girl, you've been with a dude for a year. Because you shouldn't be with a dude. If your goal is to get married, you shouldn't be with a dude longer than a year. By the end of the year, 6 months to a year, y'all should be talking about the next level. So she has the best situation. She's got Michael B. Jordan, an A-list actor, young dude, multimillionaire. He wants to take it to the next level, but she don't want that. Guess what? I guess he's a safe guy. Ladies marry the safe guy when they've been all over the place. The age is not on their side. They come to the safe guy. But she still got age on her side. And she's been with Future. She's been with Diddy. She's been with rappers. So now she don't want, she was with Michael B. Jordan because, he's Michael B. Jordan, and he made her feel good. He pleases her. He derives pleasure in pleasing her. But that ain't really what she wants. She done been with thug niggas. She done been with rappers. Michael B. Jordan, it's cool, but he's just a dude. He's just a normal guy, safe guy. So she don't want that. When she gets to like 35, in her 30s, she gonna want him then. But for now, she's at the peak of her sexual market value. The world is her oyster right now. But who wouldn't want? It's Michael B. Jordan, man. But I told you, she don't been with those niggas. He doesn't do it for her. Because, maybe he doesn't, those dudes, Future, those dudes, they don't make her orgasm, she don't felt that oxytocin don't been released. So if this nigga ain't doing it, even though he's doing the other things right, or these Valentines, going overboard, see, girls don't really want that shit. They're like, it's a good gesture, but the first thing is genuine desire. If they have genuine desire for you, so when you do those things, it's cool. But if she doesn't have it, you can do whatever. Michael B. Jordan, he's showing the whole world how much he loves her. But then what she wants. You understand? So dudes, learn from this. You can go overboard. But if she doesn't have that burning desire, it ain't gonna work. So man, that's it for today, yo. Thank y'all for rocking. Thank y'all for watching the video. Like and subscribe to the channel. And keep it, keep coming back, man. So man, I'm gonna see y'all later. Be good, y'all. Be easy.